Hi everybody and welcome back to Get a Tradesman's today. So today I thought I'd answer one of the questions I hate being answered, or being asked should I say, which is how much does double glazing cost? Now the reason I hate this question is because there are so many variants in it at the end of the day. One, whereabouts do you live? Because if you're near London, sorry, at least 10 to 20% is going on the price. And that's an awful thing to say. It's reality. I used to work for a company out of Kingston upon Thames in London. And if I was ever working anywhere near London or in the vicinity of it, 10% at least would always be put on the price. So that's the first thing you've got to take into consideration. Second thing, how many windows? What the size of the windows? What type of style of window you want in? Energy efficiency of the window. All of those things you've got to take into account. So that's why I hate the question, because there are so many different variants in a simple answer. Okay, because if I don't know the answers to all of those questions, I can't tell you how much a window costs. But what we're going to do today is try and work out roughly, on average, how much does it cost for double glazing, and we'll basically do it on a 3-bedroom house and a 4-bedroom house. Okay, so the most common type of window that people buy in the UK is a casement window. Okay, now the average price, okay, is anywhere from about £500 up to 1,300 quid. Okay, taking all of those variants into account. Okay, now with that, you can get them a lot cheaper. I've proven that in the past on my other channels. Okay, I went and did it last year. See, because I got slated by certain double glazing installers on social media when I said you could get a window for 400 quid. And they said, oh, no, you can't. 700 or 800 quid minimum. You can get it as cheap as that. You can actually get it a lot cheaper than that, to be honest, if you're willing to shop around and spend a lot of time online and know where to go. Okay, so you can spend less than 500 quid if you want to. Okay, but you got to take into account probably not going to be quite as energy efficient, and you're probably going to need to get an installer as well, because a lot of them types of companies you're going to require an installer. So we've taken that into account. Now the next two most common windows is your sash window, tilt and turn windows, and also bay windows. So sash windows, which are normally for older properties, okay, £700 to 1,500 quid. So you're going up in the price scale. Next, which is slightly cheaper, tilt and turn windows, you're looking at £600 to £1,400 per window yet again. Now with bay windows, for anybody that's worked in the double glazing industry, they're always going to say bay windows classified as free windows. If you don't like that, I'm sorry, but that's the way that we've always done it. Okay, so for a bay window, it depends on the size of it, obviously, at the end of the day. You can be looking anywhere from about £1,100 to start with to £4,000. Okay, even more than that they can even go for. But the fundamental thing, a lot of people, when they're going to get their double glazing done, they're going to get all the windows done, so they're all matching. You know, it's the old expression, playing up to the Joneses and everything. So what is the average cost? Now that varies on the amount of windows you do have in a house. Okay, but you are normally looking at around about £8,000 to £15,000. Okay, because obviously you've got the double glazing to take into account, and you've got the installers to obviously take into account. And installers aren't cheap at the end of the day. They normally go on a day rate, you know, and you're normally going to have at least two installers to do it, and you're looking at 600 quid for them. Okay, so then comes the reality of, if you take that into account, how much is it going to cost? So what I've done is I've used a calculator. I'm not going to go into which site it is, okay, to work out roughly how much you're looking for. Now, I live in a 4-bedroom house because I have too many kids. Okay, now in my 4-bedroom house, okay, we have 9 windows in here. Okay, so based on 9 windows, okay, for a 4-bedroom house, which is about average, okay, you would be looking at about £9,500. That's kind of budget you would be looking for to get a decent standard window. Okay, and that's based on casement, which are the cheapest. Now, if it was a case that I had a bay window at the front, which means I'm going to drop my casement windows down to 8 and put a bay window on, I'm probably looking at setting myself a budget of about 11 grand, maybe even slightly more, up to around about 13,000. But somewhere in that kind of field, you're basically looking of 11 to 13 grand if you do have a bay window as well. Now, if you're in a 3-bedroom house, okay, you're probably looking at what, about 7 to 8 windows. So we'll base it on 8 windows. Okay, you're going to be looking at around about £8,000 to £9,000, and we'll do it again with a bay window, where you're going to be looking of a budget of around £10,000 to take into account the cost of the installer. Now, obviously, that's not a guarantee, because obviously double glazing companies always do offers at the end of the day. I rarely find any double glazing company that doesn't have some kind of sales pitch offer at the, because they always have them. So obviously those prices can easily fall down, and to get your business at the end of the day, they're always willing to make it cheaper. Okay, so I hope this helps everybody. If you do have any questions, or you want any hints or tips to get the best offer you can, or get the best deal you can at the end of the day, just drop us a message or put a comment down below. And obviously, if you are new to the channel, if you could please subscribe, I would appreciate that as well. But for now, thanks for watching, and we'll speak to you again a bit later.